hard-fought game, and thought we did a lot of good things in some big stretches. I thought it was a physical game. Towson's known for their physicality. Limit them to 11 offensive rebounds. We had 9 ourselves. Did a good job taking care of the ball. You know, that's been an issue for us. And but you know, they scored 2 massive threes late that were from very deep. I think one guy was shooting 19% on the season. You got the Ken Palm. You can look up the other guys. But credit to Towson. They made big shots. Paulie?
Yeah, so I guess to that point, you know, you're up 6 with a minute left. What is the approach there from a game management point of view?
Yeah, you want to make sure they're not going to dribble it up. Make sure they don't roll it up, right? So have a little bit of pressure to keep them from taking, you know, just burn a little time off the clock. But certainly they kind of threw it past it, everything, and then we turned our head and they got a quick 3. So that was a big shot. Still think we come down and then have a good look. I think the ball rolled in and out. Is that right? It's a 3 ball by Jason Drake.
Yeah. Is that the look you were happy with?
It was a good look. Late in the clock. You run a lot of clock, as much clock as you can. Get a shot off. Make sure your transition D is set. We come down, and then I think another guy hits another bomb that hasn't, you know, shot great. So 2 big shots, and then we come down. 15 seconds left. You call a timeout. You get their defense set. You know, I like our guys. I like their playmaking ability. I'm okay with that. But everything, when you lose like this, everything should be under the magnifying glass, right? So talk about, you know, what we ran out of a timeout, 8 minutes in the first half, or so. Listen, that's a locker room that really cares. Saw that locker room at Campbell. Our guys care. They're working really hard, and so it's a heartbreaking loss.
And then free throws, 15 for 27 overall. You know, that's been something that's repeatedly kind of been a issue in losses like this for you guys.
Yeah, 6 for 8 in the second half, which was good, but certainly, you know, the die had been cast in the first half to set the tone. So I think we're tied 32-32 at halftime. I'd like to have been, when we're 9 for 17 at the foul line, could we have been up 8 points? Maybe it's a different game, a different type. You know, I think Tejada and May were held in check for most of the game. Tejada is a 6'9" bucket getter. You can play at any level, obviously, and so some of those shots he made were very high degree of difficulty. But I thought for the most part we did a pretty good job on those too. It was you know, 23. Mbaya hurt us on the glass in the first half, and certainly Tark and Williamson did what they did.
What was your thought process at the beginning of overtime?
Tie game, just like practice, 5-minute game, 3-minute game, 4-minute game. All right? You know, we talk about having a next play mindset. Sure, it's deflating to be up 6 with a minute. It's not the craziest thing that's happened. And so we needed to guard. They hit some threes, and then you got to respond right away. So I thought they came out, as much as we say that and talk about it, you got to manage that a little bit with the guys. You know, they came out and hit some big shots early and start overtime too.
When you go back into that locker room and you see all those down faces, how are you going to change the morale and change the tone so you're ready for the next game?
You know, I think we got great people in there. They're great competitors. They're going to respond. We've responded before. We'll respond again. And this one stings, all of us. And we got to kind of process it and then come back ready to work. And had we won, we'd need to process it. It wouldn't sting. It'd feel good. And then we got to come back ready to work. So our calendar is what it is. It'll stay the same, and we'll be ready to go for practice on Monday is the next most important thing.
Thank you, Coach.
And then kind of like you did mention your overall thoughts on the game, but Towson coming in, preseason favorite, but a game that I feel like definitely, I'm sure you guys felt like you could have won easily. What is the, like, how do you spin that? Is that a game that you're like, that's a win that slipped away, or is that something you say like, hey, a really good team and we were competitive, took them to overtime? Like, what is your mentality as a coach?
No one was recruited to come to Drexel for moral victories. Came to Drexel to win. We've done that. We've had a pretty good track record of that. And so we'll talk about what we need to do to win.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks, Paulie. Thank you. What's your name again? Alexis. Good to see you.
Nice to meet